Well, it certainly has been a hot minute since I last popped in. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. Had a lot of time spent with moving in to a new place. Helps out with recording. And yeah, we have a lot of stuff that we can do. Yeah. So, first things first, with it being Season 6, and actually about a month after Season 6 started, also helps that I've been playing on my main account, going through Kanto 8. But we are going to get the Limbus Pass. Grab the pass, and we'll grab the 10 free levels. I always think, why not? We do get a free level... Oh, whoops. Free level 50 reward ticket. Well, not free, obviously, but we do get that. But however, right now our level cap is only 45, or is only 40 rather. So yeah, I'll grab a one thread. And well, I would be smart in waiting for Walpurgis. We are going to go through with our guaranteed 3-star Deca extraction tickets. One from a recent nerf to a current ID, and the other one for, I believe that was for the daily checkup. From all the way back then. Like I said, it's been a minute. Got Blade Lineage Otis. I just noticed the bottom bar. Ooh, Butler Faust. As for our 3-star... Oh! Oh! Oh my. Wild Hunt Heathcliff. That's a fun one. Just give you a moment. I just had to get rid of that bottom bar, and we'll do the other Deca extraction ticket. When we get further on, I'll start borrowing IDs from my main account. Just cuz. But that'll be a bit. But yeah, Wild Hunt Heathcliff already. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but my main account, Ooh, and Deviat Sinclair. This is one I have not used yet. But I have only ever actually pulled a single Heathcliff, which is not Wild Hunt, and that was only like 2 or 3 days ago, as of time of recording. That is when I pulled that. Let's go over the new IDs. Both Wild Hunt as well as Butler are from Season 4, which we have, yeah, we have Butler, Ishmael as well. Lots of syncing. Yeah, you can see syncing there, as well as Echoes of the Manor, unique type of syncing, kind of. Next up is Deviat Sinclair. We have a lot of Sinclairs. Which has a, it's a lot of Rupture, and is a unique thing where they retreat after a certain amount of time. I don't know how this works with chain battles. This is my first Deviat that I've had. I do not have either of Sinclair or Rojan Deviat, so that'll be interesting, but lots of Rupture. Yeah, and then fucking Wild Hunt. Wild Hunt is one of the best IDs in the game, and it's also just one of the most fun. It is also a lot of syncing, and the big thing with it is Delahan. which really starts bopping at its skill 3 when you get Lament, Mourn, and Despair. Our first example of a negative coin. This is one of only like 5 or so ID arts that have sinking. That have negative sanity. So that's definitely one to use Uptie on. And we'll also grab our Season 1 Ego, which, for this, I will always recommend take this one right here, Fluid Sac Faust. Fluid Sac Faust is one of the best, if not the single best IDs, or not IDs, Ego in the entire game. Quick go into what that is capable of. Fluid Sac, the big thing with it is that it heals. I mostly use it for the SP heal, however, the HP heal is also very good as well. Corrosion is fine. Taking, I believe it's 10% per stack. So being able to also reduce the lowest HP ally by 20% damage is really good. But the main thing with it is the SP healing factor that it has. I'm also going to right away go and Uptie Wild Hunt right away. Because it's so good. The drizzling rain tears through my heart, shearing it painfully like cold shards of glass. The rain holds memories of the past, each droplet memory of that manner carved into my very being from the day I was taken from the streets. So I stand in the rain, the thundering monsoon, every cold sensation a painful reminder that I must become retribution itself, a vengeance to tear those accursed bastards apart. Yet there was a shelter there, an umbrella at the manor. It gave me a reprieve from the rain for however brief a moment, as the droplets were about to tear through my skin. Her name was Catherine. I began to think that this life, this existence, may be worth enduring between those moments of reprieve, as long as I could wait out the rain and dry my drenched clothes. Such were the delusions this umbrella gave me. Ridiculous. She never should have even existed in my life to begin with. The umbrella was destined for others. The shelter she gave me was inspired by nothing more than a short-lived pity, like tossing a coin for a beggar. What shame, what humiliation it is it that I deluded myself into believing that she truly cared for me, that she loved me. I should never long for such shelter, such umbrella again, nevermore. Till those bastards at the manor so ruthlessly pelted me with cruel, heavy rain, I bring you flesh-rending, bone-shattering tempests of ruin. And that is now the sole reason my life continues. This forest is on a high, silent hill. A damnably grand manor remains in my sight still, past the overgrown forest, even as the storm makes its landing upon the skies beneath which I stand. A clear sight of my target is good fuel for my rage, like funnel for this boiling hatred within me. I see the butlers come out to dry the manor's dirty laundries. I see guests coming and going from the manor, arriving to enjoy the occasional banquet. And I recall the fleeting pockets of joy. I recall my caretaker, that chief butler who cared for me more than anyone else, despite her brusque and surly attitude. No, illusions all. Hellish pain fades away into the fog of memories past, twisting them into sentimental reminiscences. It's nothing but a feeble trick of the mind, beguiling me in an attempt to paint over the hurt with joy. I'll obliviate them all. Once I excise them, I pass my memories, and my mind will no longer play such tricks on me. Catherine, the pitying umbrella, is already dead. There's nothing left for me in that manner. No repose, no momentary reprieve. When was it? Was it the day I first wielded this blade, or was it the day I met and observed my countless selves across the endless worlds? Or was it the day of my assault upon the young master's mansion, when I tore through countless butlers and made a mountain of their corpses? Though its origin is a mystery to me still, I came to learn how to command the loyalty of the dead. Yet I had no teacher. I suppose my transformation was inevitable, as it was for my countless other selves in the infinite worlds. I am perpetually surrounded by the screeching abhorring hatred of the dead. Yet I find quite amusing the unfair, illogical nature of the world. They have no choice but to bid me their loyalty despite it all. I led the procession of the Wild Hunt. I mauled the young master's useless arm off his torso, and I declared from the top of my lungs that I shall soon host a banquet of my own in that accursed manor. I will give them more than enough time to prepare. The young master, whose arm I mauled, will temper and whet his saber keen with hatred as his flame. The chief butler, who still seeks the long-dead mistress, will be brutal with her serviette. My old caretaker, her heart gashed by betrayal, will strike me with thunderous rebuke. They will join my banquet with utter preparation, and only then shall I exact revenge truly meaningful. I shall await them with my procession. I wish to see them charge into us, their eyes bloodshot with all kinds of emotion, their veins pulsating with tension. In the end, I will crush them all. On top of the wuthering heights, in the crumbling ruins of the manor, I will be reunited with Catherine once again. There, I will release my endlessly festering woe and rage at the broken umbrella, bellowing, pouring my heart out before her. There, I will declare my vengeance, complete my regret behind me, and I have finally brought ruin to Wuthering Heights, the cradle of all miseries. That you, me, both of us, we could have been happy had this accursed manor never existed. Wild Hunt is our first example of a bad end idea. The fanbase has kind of taken to claiming them. Each season, each season past two seasons, each Kanto past 1 and 2, there's none for Kantos 1 or 2 that has a bad end ID, and Kanto 3's is even kind of iffy on whether or not it technically is a bad end. But it's kind of, as the name implies, it's the bad ending for them. So Wild Hunt is your bad ending for the Heathcliff Kanto. We'll, of course, get more details as to things later on once we get to the Kanto itself. However, again, that is just something to know. Generally speaking, the bad ends are really good. I'm trying to think, like, is there any that isn't really considered a top tier, and really the only one that isn't right now considered, like, one of the best is Ishmael's, but even then, it's still really good. And I think the main reason it's not considered, like, the super duperest highest of rank is because it's not a, because it's not quite as strong with, or it's not, it takes a little bit of management to really pull off super well, but I really enjoy it. But Wild Hunt, I'll actually properly go over the moveset a little bit for at least Wild Hunt. Of course, it does a lot of sinking as you get more sinking. Also, I guess we're running a sinking team. Wild Hunt's big thing is Call of the Earl King. He gets Coffin with his, I believe it's both his 2 and 3, or is it just his 3? It is just his 3 and enhanced 3. I think this is also, Wild Hunt might have been the first to have an enhanced skill, with Lament, Mourn, and Despair. That sounds right, but I'm not 100% certain. But with Coffin, he can get that built up to 10 stacks, and then when an ally dies, he can spend 2 of those to allow them to be revived with half health for 1 turn. It is incredible. It is very good. Dullahan is really strong as well. He's a weird idea a little bit in terms of Lament, Mourn, and Despair being negative coins. He does like having low sanity, but it's not necessary for him to have low sanity. I mean, Lament, Mourn, and Despair still rolls super well. And on use, you have a max of 30 SP on this skill, so, like, you're still gonna be fine. And I think actually effectively is a little bit less than that. Yeah, he also has a clashable counter. I believe that's the first we've seen of that. Wild Hunt's really good. As for Deviat Sinclair, his big thing is Courier Trunk. Gets stronger and stronger, and then retreats. I don't know when he comes back, actually, for chain battles. Yeah, I don't think he actually has... Yeah, I don't think he can. Yeah, I don't know if it actually... I don't know if that works on... Because we don't get chain battles until Kanto 7, I think. So... Your gimmick's kind of fucked. Yeah, Butler Faust, pretty simple Echoes of the Manor. As for Blade Lineage Otis is really bad. It's very basic. You can tell it's an early ID. I believe this was a launch ID. It's super simple stuff. It has some poise, but no count. It literally has no way of getting count, is the problem. Or count by itself. I think it might later on get a little bit of count, but it's still not good. It can work eventually, but it's still not great. It'll be a longer episode, but I do think I want to finish off the dungeon today. I believe my last recording was, yeah, just getting to this floor, and like this dungeon's not super long. Oh, actually, hold up, yeah, let's grab Wild Hunt. Let's grab Deviat. I'll have to go back to fix things. Oh, actually, okay. Gregor kind of has a bad end ID with G-Corp. G-Corp Gregor. But even then, that's a little bit sketchy on if we really want to count that. Yeah, let's do 2. Is that, yeah, that's 2 1 tickets is enough to pop us up. Because I don't want to try, I want to try to do this at level, which is more so just difficult for the early game. Obviously, once we get to later game, it'll be easier because we'll be, you know, on track. So we'll grab Wild Hunt, we'll grab, I guess, yeah. We have 4 3-stars right now, just under enough. Another veteran appeared in the dark, carrying a depressed aura. His sparkling old badge seemed to signify a high rank once held. Manager Gregor. I think I remember that face of yours. Why? I was the head manager of your team. Not only did you desert us, you now have the audacity to take the lives of your old comrades, my subordinates. Look, the war ended a decade ago, but I guess some folks still haven't let go of their obsolete ranks, huh? Ended? Nothing has ended. Nothing has ended, damn it. The war may have been over for you when you deserted G-Corp, but we're fighting for our lives on the battlefield to this day. As much as I didn't want to relate to you this way, I'm not really that different here. Then you want to understand, Gregor. There is only one verdict that awaits deserters. You can say that like it means something. But it's against company policy to carry out summary executions for personal revenge, my head manager. I love Gregor. Like, it's weird for me to rank sinners, especially when I have the context of everyone, but also Wild Hunt Heathcliff just looks fucking amazing. That's something to point out. But I'm fine with win rating. But like, all the sinners are so good. Like, there is not a single bad sinner in the game. Like, every character is tremendous. So, marking one as the worst just feels wrong. Because they're all the best. Perhaps the time this ex-soldier spent off the battlefield was long enough to rust his prowess. The head manager, who must have defeated countless enemies in his glory days, was now nearing his own end. You were once well respected, Gregor. Never really asked for respect. Don't proceed any further. Only hell awaits you. Sorry, but I don't think I can follow your advice. I'll have to be a go-getter if I don't want to be fired. Have you abandoned your honor for some pittance? Saw that way long ago. Rather than metal. Landlord couldn't wait for rent any longer. A bitter smile appeared on the head manager's face. You're no different from us. In the end, we're nothing but disgusting pests. He took a few more shallow breaths and ceased to move. Mind if I borrow a cig? Just this once. Gregor put the borrowed cigarette next to the one he already held in his mouth and lit it and tossed it on the chest of the deceased commander. Sorry, didn't want to share mine with that thing. You should give a snort. Smoke from Gregor's cigarette lingered with the prevailing silence in the air for a short while. It's basic, but still gets through fairly easily. I think this is just a pretty basic abnormality fight. I can probably win rate. Appear to be more signs of the ex-soldiers from this point onward. The commander didn't warn us not to go further. As we seem to discover bodies that seem to have been there for quite some time. These are our... no. L-Corp's employees. See traces of blunt instruments. All of the bodies share them, in fact. A management report. This document contains instructions for keeping abnormalities in check. Normally, employees tasked with catering to abnormalities memorize the instructions to the point of reciting them flawlessly. They don't usually carry notes like these. I dare suspect that no remaining employees have the necessary information when abnormality breached. The expert moved to containment, yet that could be the case. There are way too many corpses here. I know abnormality could have massacred these corpses, or these employees. Smell. Your office purchased an expensive device the other day. What are you on about? Sources suggest that the toxin level starts to rise after a certain floor. I've been bleeding from my ears a bit. It's okay. No, but that's what I'm... Let's totally continue exposure to it may cause bleeding like that. Oh, you're so fine, though. This is abnormality gas grenade supplied to employees. Almost... oh, somewhere between the bodies here. True? Toxicity levels do appear to be intense around this area. Hopkins had put on a gas mask before we noticed. Now, what about us? No one granted any additional supplies. Slippery rat. You need all this ton? Not getting with... Heathcliff stopped mid-sentence and fell to one knee. Your blood flow quicker if you're agitated. In other words, the toxin will spread faster. Try to remain calm, minimize movement, and breathe at regular intervals. Hopkins, why didn't you tell me about this? I've got a question for you too, Yuri. Why to make our office waste our precious funds on expensive gadgets for deadweight like you to use? If we're being real, it's a miracle we managed to go into the first place. Everybody took pity and gave you special treatment, but she's gone now, so who cares? Sneaky blood. So how you want to leave? Don't be silly. Everything's fair game for Fixer. You had the right gaze, the company tickled with curiosity, because it turns out you're just a bunch of ragtag lunatics who thought it'd be a good idea to walk straight into these personas with zero prep. Sick joke. Can't do anything but watch. Feeling the ire toward him, Hopkins backed away and scurried to the exit. At least I managed to grab an armful of Keflin thanks to you. Never mind report that you went missing because suffocated to death is just too embarrassing. Ta-ta. Yuri slumped to the floor watching blood pour from her nose to her hands. She's not the only one. Rogia, Heathcliff, and other sinners are suffering from blood loss too. Gregor? Doesn't Mr. Gas something to remember her by? She told me the same type of gas mask, the one Hopkins wore. Why? Heard I gave special treatment, didn't she? She gets yours then. That's for unprepared bunch for the band of lunatics. We do it well. Don't worry about us. Coughing up blood, Yuri put on the mask. I know he's right. I know earning recognition from an office of strangers is the hard thing to do, even if taking all kinds of errands day and night. Only 3 minutes left until the branch was locked down. Initiating site burial. The doors are about to close on me. Energy transfer is 85% complete. Yuri, don't leave me behind! Yuri! So what else am I supposed to do? Is it so wrong that I survived? Should I have been buried alongside my co-workers? When the whole building was going under, also the abnormalities won't escape? It is a sin. Face down here. That stings a little, Gregor. Standing astounded, I snapped back to reality and checked it out in Sinners. Half of him already passed away on the floor, and Ishmael's head drooped just after he said her last words. Sin. But, so what, buddy? Gotta live on like it's nobody's business. Laying guilt on yourself over spilled milk? We're hard out. With Gregor drawing his last breath, Yuri and I became the only surviving members standing in the area. Don't worry too much about us. I can take them back there and revive them. I knew mechanical technique was all Yuri could hear, but I did my best to communicate my message shared nonetheless. I know. Yuri ended the conversation with not a word after. After a long period of awkward gloom, the toxic gas finally dispersed. Looks like it's okay now. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a hand. Let's go bring your people back to life. Saying that, Yuri took off the gas mask and calmly carried the sinners on her shoulders one by one. Unsure what to say, I remained quiet. And we get the Doomsday Clay dolls now added. I do like how they look. I'll read through those eventually, the logs. Like I said, pretty basic fight. Also, wait. No, we've already fought Ebony Queen. Never mind. Never mind. Forget that we already fought Ebony Queen. Are those abnormalities responsible for killing all the employees? I doubt that. My guess is right. Keep your guys' head, manager. It's another one of them. Humanoid wearing the head of a statue sitting against the wall. Hi, are you here to draw your lot? Gather all your IDs and give them to me, and we'll find a winner. Its hand was barely grasped onto the strap of an employee ID card. Alex was the name written on it. Alex. Gone nuts, hasn't she? What's that babble on about winners? Some abnormalities demanding regular offerings as part of my managerial guidelines. You should go that way. They will find you. Nothing happened, didn't it? It's your turn to draw. Offering? Hence, if no human sacrifice is made. We never found out. Followed every procedure without fail. Tested escaped and started killing people left and right. The abnormality must have been one spineless bugger. Just thwack victims on the back of the head. What do you mean? You all get jabbed in the eyes or what? These words were clearly left by humans. Still, they're beating the shit out of each other. Stick us kill each other in a fight. But for what reason? It's clear as day. Well, we figured they survived a while even after the branch was buried. Kept offering folks from time to time, and you rest like you rescued my day. As they kept the lights going for a few months, safest way they had to keep the thing in check. Problem though. I think the one they picked as the fall guy would gladly accept his fate. If I was that real strong bloke next to me. Better him than me, ain't that right? And the rest is history, but the last survivor, the stone mask belonged to the statue heads. Believing they'll save her from being sacrificed. It can't be. Alex won't kill her just so she can live. How'd you know that? Can't be sure if that's actually Alex or not. Let me give you a tip. You're much better off going on your own foot. They'll come take you. Let's be on our way. Oh, this person will perish before long. When else move along, you remained in place and continued to stare down at the statue-clad individual. It wasn't your fault. You know it's not, right? Leave me behind, Yuri. Please leave me. Time to go. There is actually, I think, another boss fight. The objective corpse is looking for something. All its demands for nothing ring in the ears. It might jump at any second. See a dying person nearby, gasping for air. Should you offer this person up, or... You know what? Let's not offer them. Angered by your inaction, the clay dolls attacked you. It's fine. These are very easy enemies. The statue heads are immensely easy. The Catula in your eye, the Wrath Catula, those guys are annoying, but these ones are fine. No worries about them. Easy fight, we get +5 offense and defense level. Very easy. Okay, never mind. I will not be finishing it. I'll just be doing this, this boss fight. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot this one existed. In this dungeon. Oh, no cutscene for it. Doomsday Calendar! Actually, I'll read this out. I was ordered to describe facts about this in detail, so I observed. Placed on a wooden pedestal that seemed as though it was woven from fibers and muscles was this large stone plate. As I approached it, its compartments of bricks began to rattle. Teased by curiosity, I attempted to step closer for a better look. Alas, my colleagues strongly discouraged me from doing so I turned away. One thing I can't say with confidence is that it was likely a tool for detecting a date of some kind, judging by the many letters carved onto the bricks. Such is all I have to say. Those letters are from an ancient language. If Yi Song's description is correct, that plate is almost certainly a calendar. It's an HE, which will be pretty easy to deal with. Since it's the more proper boss fight, I will keep going with this. I'll actually keep this one in. Let us see some of the animations of mainly Wild Hunt, I think. Wild Hunt is going to be our best ID for a long time. It's going to be our ace in the hole. And God, it's going to make that Kanto so much easier than my original one. Yamana looks upset. It seems to want something, but what should we give? At this point, it is going to add some stuff onto us. Again, we're still early on. 8s are about as high as we need to worry about. And reroll a touch better than that. Okay. Actually, a little bit unfortunate how things are working out with it. Okay. We just mutilate, we just requiem. Pop that in, pop that in. Lay the smackdown, brother. Beat you up. Probably heard a little bit of extra sound coming in. This is something that is like I generally know the lore behind a lot of the different IDs. The courier trunks for the Deviat have AI in them, so that's what that sound is, I assume. There are many ways to seem to calm one down, but this abnormality seems to like gifts the most. A fresh batch of blood might be able to appease it. If you have defeated a clay doll, you can offer it the clay doll. It looks like one of the sinners will have to do a clay doll's job. Yi-Song, go! Because that Yi-Song's blood was fresh enough, satiated, the abnormality calmed down for a moment. 20 HP, which for this early on in the game is fucking huge. At this point, gonna just ignore it. Let's see. We are going to have an unopposed attack, which sucks. We're just gonna have to deal with one. Let's make sure that we at least get a kill. Shank, and we'll Memorial Procession as well. Why not? Again, Wild Hunt is so good. And also, like, it's cool as fuck. Oh yeah, the reason I explained about the bad end IDs is like, honestly, as they got more used to what they wanted to do with the game, the ID story, the uptight stories got longer. And the bad end ID ones just seem to be more. The other melodies wearing everyone down will have to make an offering to calm its wrath. We should be fine with Tang Tang and Wild Hunt focusing in on the dolls while everyone else goes in on the abnormality itself. To weaken the flame, you'll need cool water. Since we aren't carrying any buckets of water, we should offer up someone cool instead. Give a living clay doll as tribute, the flame shrunk to a flicker. Sense a dangerous glow. At this point, it'll target its allies with a 35, or 45 to 35 rather, with a universal flame. So we can just focus on killing it. It's unclashable, so we don't really have to worry there. Nice job, Faust. Yeah, we have a lot of Season 4 right now. So, that'll be fun when we get to Kanto 6. Yeah. This floor's crawling with maggots. Well, we don't go back to the last floor's abnormality. Don't want anything like that ever again. Sure, Gregor would be alive to hear that, ain't you, Buggy Buddy? But Gregor wasn't paying attention to Roja. Don't you hear something? You hear a constant growl. Roja, you really that hungry at a time like this? Hey, you're supposed to let that kind of stuff slide. Please, girl. No, it's not like that. It's like... The first time in the expedition, Gregor walked ahead of the group and opened the door next to him as if by some compulsion. Wait, that's the containment unit! It's like that time. No, the door's already open. Gregor gazed at the shower of golden light pouring from the room. Gregor, did we travel back in time? I see an overcast sky. Cries and screams twist and ring out at a distance. In that sky, gunfire and artillery create cacophony. Is it clear enough? This is battlefield. Heart of it. Am I dreaming? Or nightmare? Why here again? Well, that will be a bloody battlefield. Strap something? No, we're on the right track. The essence of the technology we're looking for is not far from here. In the golden bow? Correct. You recognize when this was? You know what the function is, I should know at a glance. I actually don't. I confessed. It's obvious when recognize this manager, you revise the 50 conventional definitions. Is that the best excuse you have? Otis cleared her throat as if to mask her embarrassment, then turned her narrow gaze to the battlefield. Turning from the colorful wave of garish flags showing off the factions in play, it's at least 70 days to smoke more. This concludes the briefing, manager. Someone was tugging at Heathcliff's coat from behind. You out of your mind? You need shelter now! You don't need rapidly exposed to that bomb's blast! The outpost next door is turned into a nursing home, and they can't even walk without sticks! What the hell are you? How do you look like you know us? Oh, Manager Gregor, my respects, sir! The bandman snapped to attention and saluted Gregor as soon as he saw him. You wouldn't recognize me, sir. I'm Toa from Biomedics Maintenance. I thought you were part of the front unit. I didn't expect to find you here at the back. Are you on your way to the front? I'll get you there. The amputation of my legs has always been a joke. Man, that sounds gross. Toma looked at Roji with suspicion. What do you just... Hey, Toma, you're an assistant manager or regular staff? Sir, yes, sir. I'm an assistant private, sir. You see, she's a new hire. We're at her procedure not too long ago, so I'm getting all the confusion, you know? I'll give her a good talking to. Yeah, I get it. Our corporation must be getting desperate sending unprepared employees to battle. Yeah, we're sorry for the trouble. I gotta take her somewhere real quick. Gregor practically yanked himself out of the conversation and hurriedly walked to Faust. Just what is going on, Faust? These are my memories. They're in the fathoms of your ego, to be precise. The open path in your psyche. In other words, you've entered your heart and mind, Gregor. I entirely forgot about this section of the dungeon. Bear in mind, it has been... I was about to say literally now, it's been about... probably about 4 or 5 months since I've done this. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll be pushing through this next time. Yeah.